Hello guys, I welcome you to Vimes Project Limited, where we design and build classic homes.
Another challenge, double challenge. Guys, you see what is going on here? My legging with the leg and they go like this, so everywhere don't choke. You see, we say we love challenges, but this one, the more the challenge they come, the more we guys they gingered. Seriously, as we are walking, the rain falls here almost every day. The trench that we've excavated to do our base, you see what rain has done. The rain has filled to the brim. And what you're seeing now is 600 mm below the ground level. And you see what the rain is doing. So what do? We have to overcome it. No matter how it is, we have to overcome it. That is why we are Vimes Projects Limited, where we design and build classic homes. You see this whole place, we'll come back to show you how we have transformed it to the way that it should be.
Welcome back to site. This is episode 2 on the making of the 6-bedroom country home. We call it Project Demian. So today we are on site. Today we have started up the setting out. We'll be doing the foundation. We'll be kicking up the foundation shortly. And on this episode, I want us to discuss on the foundation details, what we are doing here, the type of foundation that we'll be doing on this property. And that foundation, just like we always do, we don't just come into a property and just start developing. There are processes that we must take before we come into the stage that we are right now. So right now, the soil test revealed that we're doing an inverted T-base raft foundation, and that also came from the structural engineer. The structural engineer recommended this based on the soil test. That is why I said there are no two lands that are the same. Most people will say, this is what is going on here. This guy is doing raft, this guy is doing, why can't I do raft? It is wrong. You don't just depend on what others are doing on their own side that are close to you. You know, you don't decide that you want them to do exactly that. No, you have to go through, check your own soil, check the soil conditions on your own property, so that you'll be rest assured that you're doing the right thing. So we consulted our soil specialist, so they came up with a soil test report, and that soil test report gave the structural engineer an idea of the conditions of the soil. So that was why we decided to, do the raft foundation. And on this raft foundation, we are doing an inverted T-base raft. And the soil test revealed that we have to go at least 600 mm below the ground level. On this episode, we'll be talking about the excavation of this project. And this excavation is very important to me because we saw a whole lot of challenges on the excavation, which we've never seen before. That is why no two jobs are the same. Every job has its own peculiarities and the things that come with it. So on this excavation, we started off with the excavation based on the soil test report and also the structural engineer's instructions. So we are supposed to go 600 below the ground level so that we'll get the suitable soil that's required to accept the foundation. So when we kicked off with this excavation, we noticed that because we're already on the rainy season, the water table was very high. So because of the level of water that is on the ground, the excavation was almost very difficult for us to achieve. So when we were opening up the ground, a whole lot of water was coming up. It almost, filled up the brim of the trenches, and that is a whole crazy challenge that we have. And you know how it is. Challenges excite us, and because of these challenges, we're able to, come up with our A game to make sure that we sort it out. So we involved our specialists, the professionals, the structural engineer came on board, the soil technicians came on board, so we're able to come up with an idea on how we can leverage on this. So what we now did was we introduced the dry mixing, because the soil, the water was already all over the whole foundation, and we were able to do dry mixing. And with that dry mixing, we were able to, push the water. So we had to pump out a reasonable number of the water, then apply dry mixing for us to do our blinding, because the whole idea was to get our blinding. So by the time the blinding comes up, that is where the T-base reinforcement will sit. So by having done that, another challenge came up. As we were excavating the trenches, it will be very almost impossible to control the water if we had opened up the whole trenches. So what we did was we started closing up some of the trenches. So we started doing the blinding phases. We had the different phases for the blinding, because if we hadn't done that, it would be difficult to control the water, because as we were pumping out the water, more water was still coming up. So we started controlling that by doing these things in phases. Each level we get to, we blind it, so we're able to do that, and at the end of the day we achieved our blinding. So it was very crazy, but thank God we went through the right process and we got that blinding. So the next episode we'll be telling you guys how we'll discuss about the reinforcement and the T-based reinforcement and how it's going to sit on the trenches and every other thing that comes with it. Thank you very much for following us. If you're not following us, please, you're on a long thing. Go back to our pages and follow us. And a simple like, comments, and all those things, it helps to encourage us to keep going and to do the right thing that we are supposed to do. So if you have any questions, the places that we are not doing it right, you can hit on us so that we will all learn together. So at the end of the day, we'll be glad that we did this. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Project Limited, building right all day.